Hello dear friends, I'm Roland, homeopath in Royston on Vancouver Island. And here we are not on Vancouver Island today. Today I take you out here in southern Alberta, and I'm on the Blood Indian Reserve. And in the background, what you see behind me, this is a herd of buffalo. The buffalo has a huge importance for the native people, and I feel very, very privileged that I can be here and be just so close to these amazing animals. Quite some years ago, I had the idea to make a homeopathic remedy out of the milk of a buffalo, and thought it could be great to help people, and especially native people, to deal with issues of addiction and such. And it took me quite a while to get this milk, because everybody, all the ranchers I asked, they just laughed at me and said, "Oh Roland, you're so welcome to come, and we're all going to watch how you're going to milk the buffalo. We all want to know how to do that." Yeah. So they made fun of me. But in these 2 years until I finally got it, I heard amazing stories about this amazing animal, and I would like to tell you today a few of these stories, because I think these stories tell us a little bit about this, what a creature that is, what an animal that is. In the end, yes, you probably want to know, in the end I got this milk. I got the Cree woman I was sweating with in the foothills of behind Calgary, west of Calgary, told me her brother has a herd of buffalo, and I should phone him. And I phoned him, and there was a silence on the other side of the line when I told him that I would be looking for a little bit of milk of the buffalo. And then he burst out laughing and said, "Roland, I don't think anybody ever tried to milk a buffalo, but it sounds like a lot of fun. Get up here." So I traveled to northern Saskatchewan and met this man and this herd of buffalo, and it was just amazing. And he had a cow that just had lost a calf the day before, so we could get a little bit milk from her without disturbing anybody in the herd. Now, as I said, in these 2 years of looking for this milk, I heard a lot of very impressive stories about buffalo. For example, I met one rancher who's living also here in the foothills, not far from Calgary, and his home was on a quite steep hill. There was quite a steep driveway coming up to his hill, and it was surrounded by a high fence, higher even than the ones that you see behind me here. And he started talking about his buffalo. He worked for many years, and had a huge herd of buffalo, and worked for many years with buffalo. And I asked him about this high fence around his home, and he said, "Well, I have here 5 senior buffalo. They are too old to be with the herd. There's 5 old bulls, so I let them just graze around here, my home, and and until they died, because I didn't want to shoot them," he said. And then he said one day in winter, late winter, it had thawed and then rained, and so the whole driveway was really icy and slippery. And then he could see from his living room that these 5 senior bulls coming up the hill through the snow, and then they were walking down the driveway and they disappeared. And 10 minutes later, he saw them again coming up the hill and disappearing on the driveway. And when it happened the 3rd time, he thought, "I have to see what they are doing." Yeah? And what he saw when he got closer was they come up this hill through the snow, they went on the driveway, they slowly walked down the driveway, and with 4 stiff legs, they were even sliding partially down the driveway until they reached the bottom of the hill, and then they came up through on the side of the hill again in order to do that again. So these old guys, they were playing, they had their fun with the ice, with this frozen area. And it's amazing, something like this playfulness, we don't expect that from buffalo, and especially from old guys like that look anything else than playful, but they do. Another rancher told me the story, told me about them, that they grieve for each other. They really, in a buffalo herd, it's different than a cow herd. In cows, every cow wants to be with the herd, but the herd doesn't care really about the individual cow. In buffalo, that's different. The herd cares for each individual. And so, for example, when cowboys train their cutting horses, cutting out a cow, then the cow wants to come back to the herd. But when you cut out a buffalo from the herd, the buffalo wants to go back to the herd, but the herd also comes and wants to have back their buffalo, yeah, that had been cut out. So, this rancher told the story that once a cow had broken a leg, and he knew he could not save that cow, so he shot her, went away to grab his truck in order to pull the carcass out of the pasture. And when he came back, the whole herd was standing around this dead cow, and they all licked at her and mooed and licked at her and mooed and moved around, and in a very unusual behavior. And it took about 3/4 of an hour to an hour, and then they slowly moved away, and the rancher could come there and hook up the body of this buffalo. So obviously these buffalo were grieving, and they needed their time to say goodbye to this dead cow. Another time in the same herd, a buffalo got tangled up in barbed wire and could not free itself. And so the rancher came with a big wire cutter, but the herd was standing around that tangled up buffalo, and they didn't let him come close. So he didn't know what to do. Yeah, when he came closer, they kind of came between him and the tangled up buffalo, and so he could not get there, and he was not able to push him away, to make him move away. And after a while, there was one of the bulls came close to the cow, turned around, faced the herd, and pushed the herd away from the cow. And then the rancher could move behind him and cut free the cow, and this bull kept the herd at a certain distance until the tangled up buffalo could stand up and was free and could walk to the herd again, and then the rancher could also go away. But can you imagine the intelligence of an animal like that? Yeah, how this bull understood the situation, understood that the rancher was here to help this tangled up cow. These stories, they are just really, really amazing. I think the most amazing story that I heard was a story of a cow that, again in another herd, in a really big herd of buffalo, when the rancher checked in the fall, the last time the herd, they saw there was a cow that had broken a leg, a hind leg, and it was a really bad break. And the ends of the bones were sticking out of the wound. It was a big open wound with flies around it, and it was really, and the leg was kind of dangling. And so these cowboys, they were not traditionally on horses, yeah, but they came with ATVs, with these all-terrain vehicles. So with 3 vehicles they tried to move this cow away from the herd, but on 3 legs this injured cow was faster than these guys on ATVs, and it didn't work well. In the end they could corner the cow, and then the rancher said the cow turned around. They charged my ATV right from in front, hooked the front side of the ATV up with her horns, lifted it up, dropped it again, stood there for a little while, and then slowly turned around and calmly walked away. And he knew they cannot move her, they have to leave her. So they thought, okay, winter is coming, she will not survive the winter. So yeah, the winter will take care of that. Next spring, it was April when they checked the herd the first time. What they found was that she was still alive. The broken leg had fallen completely off. There was a stump that was completely healed over, and she had a calf on her side. And the rancher said, for 3 more years this cow had calves. And it's just amazing the resilience, the strength, and the ability to heal, and the I would say emotional strength, almost the energetic strength of an animal like that to live through a serious injury like that and to heal out in the cold Alberta winter and to carry a calf. These are just amazing stories, and I hope it gives you a little bit an idea about, how can I say, the essence or the character or the quality of buffalo. And it's not for nothing that native people respect and even revere the buffalo so highly. And I think we can learn a lot from the buffalo about how to live in the world, how to care for each individual, and how still be an individual and at the same time have this wonderful belonging to a group. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed that, and to also have a look here at the buffalo, and see you next time. Bye.